KUAM News headlines are presented by Calvo's Insurance, protecting Micronesia for 85 years. Matson and the Adai Itano program. Apply at matson.com and McDonald's of Guam. I'm loving it.
On KUAM News Primetime.
A more resilient, reliable, and efficient power source is fully online and ready to deliver to the people of Guam. I'm Nevaeh Anderson with more from the Ukadu Power Plant ribbon-cutting ceremony next.
Tonight, we speak with a father who is voicing his criticism on the government of Guam's investigative process after
Hafidin, good evening, everybody. I'm Jason Salas. Thanks so much for watching Primetime on this Friday evening. Well, from reducing load shedding to cutting fuel dependency, GPA says the new Ukadu power plant is designed to reshape how Guam powers the island for years to come. Nevaeh Anderson has tonight's top story.
1, 2, 3. Please join me in giving a big...
On Thursday, the Guam Power Authority officially commissioned the new Ukadu power plant, marking what leaders call a major turning point for Guam's energy future. The ceremony introduced the community to the 198-megawatt facility, a project GPA says is designed to modernize the island's power grid, strengthening reliability and helping lower long-term energy costs. The eco-friendly combined cycle plant runs on ultra-low sulfur diesel and operates at about 51% thermal efficiency, reducing carbon emissions by an estimated 30%. The facility also uses treated wastewater for cooling and is built to eventually integrate with battery energy storage systems as GPA continues expanding renewable energy projects. Officials say the plant will cut oil use by about 3,000 barrels per day, or roughly 1 million barrels each year. While the plant has been operating since December of last year, Thursday's ceremony celebrated what GPA calls a long-term solution to load shedding with the capacity to power about 75% of the island. The added capabilities also allow GPA to reduce dependence on volatile global fuel markets. Officials say that could eventually translate to nearly $1,200 in annual savings for the average residential customer. In her remarks, Governor Lulian Guerrero praised the Consolidated Commission on Utilities, GPA, and project partners for pushing through years of scrutiny, delays, the COVID-19 pandemic, and Typhoon Mawar to reach this milestone.
But you remain steadfast. You guys remain focused. You guys made a priority to make sure that power for our island and to our people is reliable, resilient, efficient, and very, very affordable and cost-effective.
The governor also hinted at the future possibility of incorporating liquid natural gas into Guam's energy mix. GPA partner Korea Electric Power Corporation, or KEPCO's CEO, Dong-Chul Kim, says the landmark facility will reshape Guam's energy history while remaining committed to preserving the nature of the island through its eco-friendly systems. And Korea East-West Power CEO, Myung-Ho Kwon, thanked the government of Guam for their unwavering confidence in their company's technology as we utilize it to stabilize power supply and reduce electricity costs. And Guam Power Authority General Manager John Benavente said getting the project across the finish line was no easy task, but the result is a facility built to deliver more resilient service and lower bills for the community.
Ukadu is the cornerstone to the future of Guam. Thank you for ratepayers, the community and all of that for their patience for all these years.
And finally, Guam Ukadu Power's CEO, Jae Khan, praised their work as one of the greatest power plants in the world.
We promise Ukadu Power Plant not to merely remain a company that generates its own power, but to be a true partner to the Guam community.
As GPA looks toward expanding battery storage and possible future LNG capabilities, officials say the Ukadu power plant represents a major step toward a cleaner, more reliable, and more affordable energy future for Guam. Nevaeh Anderson, KUAM News.
Well, we have recently reported the closure of an almost 6-year-long complaint investigation into several of our island's nurses by the Guam Board of Nurse Examiners. And now we speak with the complainant, David Lebowski, who filed the complaint with 2 of the island's health professional licensing boards following the passing of his 5-year-old son back in 2018.
It's never about protecting the people of Guam. Not with the Guam Board of Medical Examiners, it took almost 6 years, nor the Guam Nursing Board. It's never about protecting the people of Guam. It's about protecting their colleagues.
Dave Lubofsky has been a vocal member of the community holding medical professionals accountable. KUAM files show Lubofsky's son Asher Dean passed at the Guam Memorial Hospital on October 18, 2018, just 18 hours after being admitted. Lubofsky pursued legal action against Guam's only public hospital, where, according to him, GMH agreed to resolve the wrongful death lawsuit. However, in a statement to KUAM, Lubofsky said, quote, "While the hospital moved to resolve, the board responsible for public protection refused to take even the first step toward accountability. The contrast speaks for itself." End quote. As we previously reported, the Guam Board of Nurse Examiners closed a complaint involving several of the island's nurses during their May 21st public board meeting. The complaint was received on September 16th, 2020.
If they did their job with Asher's evaluation 6 years ago, maybe other children and other individuals would not have perished for questionable circumstances at the hospital.
The investigation found that 2 of the nurses named in the complaint were found to have deficiencies in their work. As for the outcome, the board voted to have time served as GMH instituted a mitigation plan following the incident. However, the Guam Board of Medical Examiners had a different outcome for the provider in charge of Lubofsky's late son. During the GBME's March 24 public board meeting, the board voted to close Lubofsky's case. Lubofsky sharing with KUAM a letter from the GBME outlining the outcome. The letter, dated on May 27th, stated, quote, "The board has determined that there is a sufficient evidentiary and legal basis to warrant a finding that a violation of the Physicians Practice Act has occurred," end quote, following their almost 6-year investigation into the complaint filed against Dr. Dennis Sarmiento. The letter detailing the following disciplinary actions. 1. Public letter of reprimand to be maintained within the practitioner's permanent licensing file. 2. Completion of a physician assessment program. And 3. Payment of investigative fees incurred by the board.
If I didn't stay on top of this, they would have dropped these cases long ago, because it's always been the intent. There's no excuse and no reason it took almost 6 years.
For Guam's News Network, I'm Don Sulet.
All right, thanks so much, Nick. We're going to move on in our rundown now with news that a highly contagious but preventable illness is now on the rise, with now 16 confirmed cases of whooping cough in our island community, with 3 people hospitalized this year alone. Matsuki Hirayama joins us now with more on why public health officials are saying that getting vaccinated can help protect our community's most vulnerable citizens.
The one for it depends on the age, okay?
Inside the Dedado gym on Friday, families getting free vaccinations against pertussis, a highly contagious respiratory illness also known as whooping cough. This as there are 16 confirmed cases on Guam this year, 3 people hospitalized, and an active outbreak declared by the Department of Public Health and Social Services. Bureau of Communicable Disease Control Administrator Annette Ugin.
Right before Typhoon Senlaku made its way to our area, we had declared a pertussis outbreak in that we had 2 individuals in either a home or community setting exposed to each other. And we've seen an increased number of pertussis cases, especially starting in 2026, than we normally would.
Ugin says those cases are expected to rise throughout the year. A 17th probable case is pending, according to Public Health's dashboard. In response to the outbreak, the department has been holding free immunization clinics in villages across the island.
So we have for the children, all the way up to adulthood for 2 months of age and older. And just so that we can prevent further spread of the disease, increase our immunization coverage to protect those who may not be able to get the vaccine.
Pertussis can cause severe coughing fits lasting weeks and can be especially dangerous for infants and those with medical conditions. Of the 16 confirmed cases, those affected were primarily infants and school-aged children, according to the dashboard. Ugin says it's important for the community to get vaccinated not just for themselves, but to prevent its spread to vulnerable populations.
Pertussis can be mild for us older people or young adults. It may seem like a cough or cold, but for those with weak immune system or developing immune system, it can be very serious that can lead to hospitalization and also sometimes death. So that's what we definitely want to prevent.
She adds the pertussis vaccine is not a lifetime protection, unlike the measles vaccine, and must be updated typically every 10 years.
Expectant mothers, they recommended every pregnancy between 27 to 36 weeks of age, again, because they give a temporary immunity by getting vaccinated when they're still pregnant. They pass that temporary immunity to the newborn, but it's still not enough, and that's why, again, we want to immunize those around this newborn baby.
People of all ages over 2 months old are encouraged to get vaccinated to create what she calls a circle of protection around those who can't protect themselves. Again, reminds that pertussis, like any respiratory illness, doesn't discriminate.
Meantime, you still have the opportunity to get vaccinated Saturday on May 30th in Nalahan at the Community Health Center, where officials will be holding a back-to-school and pertussis immunization clinic from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. For now, I'm Matsuki Hirayama reporting for KUAM News.
Moving to matters of the Guam economy, the Guam Economic Development Authority has secured a second tranche of funding under the state's Small Business Credit Initiative, totaling nearly $19.5 million to support local businesses. Now, according to Gita, the funding will continue supporting programs aimed at expanding access to capital for Guam interests through local guarantees, surety bond assistance, and the Destino Guahan Venture Capital Fund. Governor Lulian Guerrero says the additional funding helps ensure no viable Guam businesses is left behind due to a lack of capital, while the Lieutenant Governor, Josh Tenorio, says the investment will help businesses modernize, expand, and compete. Gita officials add the programs are expected to generate nearly $200 million in private debit or debt credit and investment over the life of the initiative. Please stay tuned, everybody. Primetime will continue right after this.
Stop! Dollar days are back at Kmart. Pantry loaded. Everyday essentials done. Deals in every aisle. Fill your cart. Stack your savings. Kmart Guam. Don't miss Dollar Days.
Tourism is Guam's #1 industry. It creates jobs and brings in spending. When a visitor comes to Guam, they spend their money on hotels, on transportation, on shopping, on dining out. They're happy they came to Guam. You know who else is happy? The hotel they stayed in and the bellhop at the hotel. The tour bus drivers and tour guides. The stores they shopped at and the banks they used. The restaurant and the waitstaff. The supplier who delivered the ingredients, and the farmer who supplied the produce. From real estate to retail, tourism has a positive impact on every industry. When tourists pay taxes, it means locals pay less. Let's make sure our local economy grows so it becomes stronger and more sustainable. Make Guam a better place to live, work, and visit. Support tourism.
Welcome back to Primetime, everybody. You're watching KUAM. Once again, I'm Jason Salas. And the question on the entire education community's mind is who the Guam Teacher of the Year is going to be. We shine the light on the last of our 3 incredible finalists, introducing you to a marine biology teacher from JFK High.
Hafren Ali, my name is Carolyn Alangoy Haruo. I am a science teacher here at JFK. I've been here for about 11 years, and I am a 2027 Guam Teacher of the Year finalist. Thank you. I feel humbled. I think humbled would be the best word to use because I don't know really truthfully what I did to deserve this, but I know that I do the work that I do because I love doing it. I just didn't think people were watching and think that we're deserving of this honor. So I am humbled to be here. So you know how people are inspired to be teachers? I think teaching found me, I didn't find it. And I wanted to work with dead bodies. Maybe I shouldn't say that on camera. But I wanted to do forensic science. But when I was a junior in high school, Dr. Sanchez saw me at a presentation. I was the MC, and he said, "You have qualities of a teacher." And I said, no, sir. I have other things I'm planning to do. The following year, they approached me again, and they handed me the Yamashita Scholarship for Teaching, and they said, "This is your backup plan. Just, get into it." And life happened, and I was like, all right, let me just try this out. And year after year, I've keep coming back. Each year is a different batch of kids coming in, and they have things that they do that inspire me to be better at teaching or to be better as a person. And so I guess they're my biggest inspiration. We're not gonna tell them that, but I guess these kids are my biggest inspiration. It's starting super early. It's a struggle for both students and teachers. We're here sometimes before that sun is even up, so schedules are difficult. But just like always, whatever the challenge is, we overcome it and we adapt. I also have just lessons where it turns a light bulb on in their heads, and watching them take it and run with it and end up pursuing careers with it, or going to college and studying it, having them come back, right? My favorite part is when they come back and they're like, so like I took this class at college and it was so easy because, you know, we already covered those. And I'm like, yes, you know, those are wins. Other things I enjoy about teaching is taking my students outside of these four walls. We do a lot of outside activities. We take the kids to Ritidian, they go in the caves and they learn more about Guam. They learn about Guam's culture. So basically instilling that connection to their culture, to the island, and to making sure that they're aware that whatever their decisions are in life, they are making an impact, and their choices and their things, they matter, basically. And then they take that and they take it with them through life, and I love that. I've learned to look more at me and seeing the work that I do and put value to it, because I put value to everything else and people, but I don't really take the time to go, you do work. And then I've learned to accept it when people say you're doing a good job. It's more than what other people are doing, and people are noticing. So I'm humbled by it. I'm really humbled by everything. I'm a Puluanese, right? So Puluana, which is a very small island over 180 miles southwest of mainland Palau. And we have to rely on those islands and our upbringing and things like for our upbringing or for our livelihood and whatever. But if somebody like me can go from that and then become a finalist for a Teacher of the Year, I'd like to think that anybody could accomplish anything. We also need to remember in whatever we do, we need to make sure that we're taking care of the things that are taking care of us, right? And that's what I try to instill in my students. I think you need to be able to connect. Connection is everything. And it's not just connecting with the student, it's connecting with the student and then allowing them to connect to the subject and then connecting them to the real world. And understanding that each child in the classroom has a different knowledge background, right? They come from different backgrounds and they know different things, and they might have gone to the same school, but they had different experiences. And making sure that we find a way to connect them all, I think that's a great quality for a teacher.
All right, we here at KUAM are getting ready for a 2K, 5K run, walk, or fly event held by Public Health. And be sure to dress up as your favorite superhero and be sure to train like our Janice and Don are doing. Check it out.
Good day, everyone. I'm Don Sulat, and I'm joined with
Janice Carrasco.
All right, guys. So today's sports segment is a little bit different. We are going to be joining the Division of Children's Wellness, as you can see or tell from the shirt I'm wearing today. Their annual superhero 2K, 5K run, walk, fly if you can event, and this is meant to assist with funds and proceeds going to our foster children. So today we will be showing you guys how we are training for the event. Most folks are a little daunted with the race being called a 5K, but really the goal, especially with us being reporters, is to stay healthy, stay active. So whether you are walking, running, or flying, so long as you're getting your body moving, that is really the goal of this.
Get your steps in. It doesn't matter the pace that you go as long as you go.
So we're going to warm up real quick and then we'll talk you through what we're going to do. And Janice will be the model. Okay, now that we're done with our warm-up stretches, we're now gonna do just a little walk, jog, run. Can you fly?
I can. Today I can. I had an energy drink. We got this.
All right. So I don't know how she's gonna fly. I'll try and capture that on camera. But we're just gonna do a lap around the Lido Sports Complex. And really, this is just to show you guys that as reporters, we too need to get our steps in. And this is how we're gonna be training for a good event for our most vulnerable population, which are our foster children.
And for a great cause.
Mm-hmm.
That's right.
All right, guys, we just concluded our little training session. We just finished our cool down stretches. Be sure to stretch before and after you work out. You know,
Stay hydrated.
Janice had some water after I smoked her at the end of that run. We will see you guys May 31st on Sunday. That is a Sunday. Again, that is for the Department of Public Health and Social Services Division of Children's Wellness Run, Walk, or Fly event for our foster children. And that concludes our little training episode.
Now for a look at your world at home.
One of the cool things about getting shots of Guam when you're sky high is you can see multiple villages. So here's a shot from Ipoh Road looking at Tumuning and Tuman.
Don't need a work break, keep the smile on your face. The moments you can't replace, and I'll be around. Whoa. You can count on me for life.
Wherever life takes you, we're always here for you. Calvo's Insurance. Count on us for life.
Now it pays to spread the Better Together experience. With our brand new referral program, you can earn up to $150 in account credits for every referral you bring in. That's right, family, neighbors, friends, even your coworkers. Just pass them your account name and account number. When they sign up for Docomo Pacific service and drop your info, cha-ching! Credit applied. So spread the word and start stacking those savings. Additional conditions may apply. Docomo Pacific, we're better together.
Tonight's sports feature is brought to you by Cars Plus.
Wesley kicks out. Simon, big three. Oh, baby!
that's a Jeep thing. Freedom to ignore this, that's a Jeep thing. Sacrificing facial hair to nature and involuntary blood donations, Jeep things. No one signs up for an 800-pound bear chase, but if it happens, Jeep thing. VIP parking, exfoliating, treating gravity like a suggestion, saying it'll dry. Free-range parenting, forgetting if that's a moose or an elk, all Jeep things. Remembering without saying it, couldn't be more of a Jeep thing. Sweating your tail off, freezing your tail off, an American saving another American's tail. Jeep things. Making a Jeep vehicle for only people with cash like him? Not a Jeep thing. Or confusing capability with unaffordability? No, not a Jeep thing. Making adventure affordable? Now that's a Jeep thing. So we're bringing you more Jeep things this year, because Jeep things should be everyone's thing.
Whoa. Looking at my drip, looking at your drip. Whoa. Foodie Call is served fresh, presented by Pepsi. Lunch, better with Pepsi.
Half a day, guys. Welcome back to another edition of Foodie Call. I'm Shaylee.
I'm Padme.
And today we're checking out Moses Joint here in Hagåtña.
Oh, yeah.
All right, what do we got here, Padme?
I got the blue cheese burger.
Okay, and I over here have the People's Choice Burger, which has Angus beef burger, pepper jack cheese, and their cut and pica sauce. That sounds so good.
And we have firecracker fries.
I love a loaded fries. How about you, Patty?
I love a crispy, crunchy fry.
It looks so good too. Everything looks so good. I'm so excited to eat.
Me too.
Let's go.
Cheers.
Fries are so good. This is a good meal. Okay, Patty, I think it's time for a Pepsi break.
This is so good. Okay, blue cheese.
I love that cut and pica sauce so much. The spice is like perfect. Like not too spicy, but like it's there.
I have no words. This is really good. I love cheese and I love burgers and I love a blue cheeseburger and this is really good. And it's really meaty too. Oh my gosh, I could see your like sauce and like your cheese and like your...
Just look at that.
No notes, 10 out of 10.
I give everything 10 out of 10. That was so good. All right, guys, that's going to wrap up another edition of Foodie Call. Thank you to Moses Joint for taking care of us, and thank you to Pepsi for sponsoring the segment.
And you can find them on Instagram at Moses Joint, and they are open from Monday to Saturday from 11 to 9 p.m. So come on down and try the burgers.
And we'll see you guys next time. Bye.
Foodie Call is served fresh, presented by Pepsi. Lunch, better with Pepsi.
News Bites is brought to you by Docomo Pacific, Better Together, and Fresco Clothing, original custom design apparel of Guam and the Marianas.
You guys, next week is going to be epic. I am a huge fan of our Guam national soccer program and our women's team, right? The Masakata is in action. They are playing in the women's EAFF E1 football championship. A big fan right here. Ari, I've interviewed her a bunch of times and everything. Hey, Jalen Han just won an island-wide championship, right? Interscholastics with JFK, and now she's been called up to the national team. You are going to see our very best women's team play regional and international competition. And let's go cheer them on, because 4 days, 3rd, 5th, 7th, and 9th, you will be able to go up to the GFA headquarters right here on Harmon Loop Road, right near us, and watch the Masakata play. Go Guam! We are behind our Masakata all the way. Soccer is awesome. You've never been to a soccer game? Come and check it out. It's an amazing experience. All right, Uritao, speaking of leadership, the Leadership for Young Men, it's a 6-week program. It's run by the Department of Chamorro Affairs. I want you guys, especially you young men, right? Consider enrolling in this program because you are going to learn a variety of skills that our ancestors and, like it's our heritage as Pacific Islanders. These are skills and techniques and talents about ushering you from young boyhood into a man, right? And you are going to learn so many amazing things. I interviewed people about this and they said it was the opportunity of a lifetime. They had a blast, and they really, really invite you to. So make sure you go check it out. Really good, worthwhile program. But in the short term, head down this weekend to beautiful PD by the Sea because the Sea Festival is happening, right? Go check out Central Guam and everything. Mayor Jesse Allig and all the villagers down there have a wonderful event planned for you. They have music, they have games, they have food, they have activities right near the basketball court, the community center, the church across the street, the mayor's office right around the corner. Go and check it out because it is going to be an absolute party all weekend over in PD. Speaking of parties, here's your birthday shout-outs.
Happy birthday on the last work day of the week, but you know the party starts now for Jasia Padilla. Happy birthday to you, and we are wishing you good health and happiness and many more birthday blessings. We love you and your family and friends, and everyone who knows you says God bless you. Nana, Loli, and Jonah, happy birthday to the best Nana ever, Loli, and our firstborn son, Jonah. We hope that both of you have absolutely wonderful birthdays today. Also, a member of our family here, Ricky de Guzman. Happy birthday to you, the man, the myth, the legend over in production, Kuya Rick. We hope you have an absolutely wonderful, wonderful birthday today, and it's so good to have you here on our team.
I don't know what I've been told.
I don't know what I've been told.
Someone here is getting old.
Someone here is getting old.
Your Cold Stone Creamery birthday cake winner
for this week goes to...
Okay, everybody, this week's winner and new owner of a Cold Stone Creamery ice cream cake for her birthday earlier this week is Elaine Casimiro. I remember reading Elaine's birthday shout out. Hey, and Elaine, happy to give you an extra birthday present, and look out for a message from us and we'll know when you can cruise by Cold Stone Creamery and say, you know what, I'm this week's winner. Set me up, and please enjoy your cake, and we hope you share with your friends. Want to wish your special someone a happy birthday? Just click the QR code here on your screen or email birthdayclub@KUAM.com.
Happy birthday once again to Kuya Rick in the back, the man who makes us all look good, never gets enough credit. He is the man. All right, Big Island weekend coming up. If you are going to be in PD for the Sea Festival, if you're going to be at the beach, if you'll be doing yard work around the house, whatever you're doing, let's be excellent to each other. Share half a day, everybody. Much appreciated. I'm Jason Salas, and for all of us here, we'll see you next time. Metsuki's got you covered on Weekend Edition. I'll see you on Monday. Bye-bye.
It's the One Micronesia Show, brought to you by Bank of Hawaii. Reach your possible.
Ali, Bogithim, Hafide Zantiro, Rananim, Kasalele, Lengwo, and Yakwe. Welcome back to another episode of the One Micronesia Show. First off, we got to thank our sponsors. Thank you so much, mahalo to Bank of Hawaii for jumping on and sponsoring and keeping the stories alive. Thank you so much. Appreciate that. All right, so let's get to our episode. First up, we talked to the president of the Student Body Association at FBLG Middle School, Hayden John Grumo. Check it out.
Leadership doesn't always wait for adulthood. Sometimes it rises early, shaped by culture, community, and challenges that demand a voice. For Hayden John Grumo, that voice has been years in the making.
At a very young age, I knew I loved helping people. I knew that, I had a big heart, and I knew that I always wanted to, one day make it big and make a difference in the world. So I think, just holding that hope and, always having that dream of making a difference and helping people really does tie in. And from a very young age, I knew that one day I wanted to have some sort of leadership role, or I wanted to be able to contribute to my community and just give back to people. So I think that's really when I realized that I wanted to be a leader.
Born and raised on Guam with proud Yapese roots, Hayden grew up grounded in tradition, carrying with him the values of respect, service, and responsibility. Values that would eventually guide him into leadership roles as a Student Body Association president and the National Junior Honor Society chapter president at FBLG.
Being raised here on Guam, but still having my Yapese roots running deep within me, I take what we're accustomed to in the culture, I take our values, our values of family, the importance of being there for one another and helping out people when it's needed, and always being ready to answer the call. So I think that's really how my Yapese roots are able to tie into the way I lead and the leadership that I exhibit.
But for Hayden, leadership isn't about titles, it's about purpose.
For me, leadership truly means that, we need to deliver results in a timely manner. But to me, the more important aspect of leadership is that we need to be able to keep our word. We need to be able to be held accountable, making sure to stick with our word and, transparency when becoming a leader and when we are showing leadership. So that's basically what leadership means to me.
At a young age, he discovered his calling to serve. A calling shaped not by just his upbringing, but by the realities faced by the students around him. Because for Hayden and his fellow classmates, middle school didn't look the way it was supposed to. No hallways to walk through, no campus to call their own. In a letter he wrote as he prepares to leave middle school behind, Hayden describes his journey as a new chapter in the same book. A powerful reminder that while times move forward, some challenges remain unchanged.
As a new chapter in the same book, and really what I really try to emphasize within that phrase is just, just the whole situation that's going on with our Northern District schools right now. As we go through, as I went through middle school, I always had the hope that one day we would be back at our home campus. So my first year in middle school, we weren't able to, I didn't think too much about it. I had hope for the future. Then my 7th grade year, the second year came rolling around, and we still didn't receive as promising results, but I said, you know what, I'm gonna keep my last bit of hope for my 8th grade year. But it is unfortunate that I'm going to be promoting into high school in less than a month, and we are unfortunately still in the situation that we're in right now. We're still in the double sessioning situation. At the end of the day, we're still not fully back at our home campuses.
For years, students have heard the same promise: we will get you home. Yet for many, like Hayden, that promise has yet to become a reality.
I have never had a full instructional day at the campus. Of course, I've seen the campus, I've passed by, I've seen what the campus would have looked like, but having like a walk through the halls, seeing what the classrooms look like, I never really had that opportunity, which is sad, because when future generations ask me, oh, how was FB, where was this classroom at, how big was our gym, they're gonna ask about these little things, and it's just gonna be hard for me to really answer them because I was never able to be there and I wasn't able to experience it. Not being able to have that academic identity, not knowing what school, I know, of course, I'll always know that I'm from FBLG Middle School, I'm always going to be a Hawk, but I'm never going to know what the true home of the Hawks really did look like from the inside.
And still, despite uncertainty, despite the unanswered questions, Hayden chose to lead. To speak up not just for himself, but for every student navigating the same experience. Because to him, leadership means accountability on all sides, not just from students expected to succeed, but from the systems meant to support them.
So I think going out to, just my fellow student leaders, you guys are doing very good. You guys are doing awesome. You guys are doing exceptional, in this fight for what's best for us. So I really do commend my FB Leon Guerrero Middle School fellow student leaders, as well as the student leaders in Simon Sanchez, such as Aisha Torrente, Zoe Toigui. I really do commend all of them, and it is one fight, because when you're a Shark, there's a very high probability that you were a Hawk, which means you would have experienced the same thing the Hawks are feeling, and that would be the same case vice versa. As you're a Hawk, you're experiencing what's going on right now, and as you go into a Shark, you're going to go ahead and experience what they're feeling. Message to the leaders, to our leaders is basically, I know we've been asking for change. We've been asking for change for, as mentioned, going on over 2 decades now, and for FB, they're about to go on their 5th year. If I'm not mistaken, their 5th year double sessioning with Okudu. So, I think the biggest message going out there is, of course, we want change ASAP. We want change as quickly as possible, but we would appreciate if you would rather, just tell us and say, okay, we're going to be honest with you. We're not sure when the change is going to come, but give us a timeline within the next 5 to 10 years. That will give more comfort compared to if you were to say, oh, it'll be done by, for example, it'll be done by next week, and then next week rolls around the corner, and unfortunately it isn't fulfilled. So that's the biggest thing for me on my end, and I'm pretty sure my peers and my people can, they can agree with me. At the end of the day, it's always just rather less about timeline and speed. It's more about accountability. It's more about transparency in the end.
As he prepares to enter high school, Hayden carries more than just memories. He carries a message, a call for change, a call for action, and a reminder that voices of students matter.
If I can do it, you can do it. Our voices, to be quite frank, our voices have been a little silent for a long period of time. But we put in the hard work, like I said, if we put in the hard work, the determination, if we set our mind on something that we want, we can do it. So my biggest message to the other FSM, FAS students in school is, don't give up. If you want to be a leader, go out, be a leader. If you ever need help, let me know. If you need help on being a leader, if you ever want to, if you hope to one day go out there and make a change, don't stop. Keep your eye on the goal, and along the way, you're going to meet people. Along the way, you're going to get opportunities that not many people are fortunate enough to get. So my biggest message is don't give up. Take every every opportunity you get to express your leadership and be the leader and be for the people.
Because even without a campus to stand on, leaders like Hayden are still finding ways to rise.
What an amazing and inspiring talk we had with Hayden. Man, such a brilliant and well-spoken kid. And like I said, the future for him, definitely going to be good. All right, guys, we want to take a break. We'll be back with more The One Micronesia Show.
It's the One Micronesia Show, brought to you by Bank of Hawaii. Reach your possible.
After a crazy busy day, think the ultimate hut bundle. Pizza, the easy indulgence, no drama wings, and sticks to lift your spirit. Dinner solved, all for only $36.99 from Pizza Hut.
It's the One Micronesia Show, brought to you by Bank of Hawaii. Reach your possible.
And we're back. And this next feature, we talk about something, an idea, an initiative that's been around, I can't believe I'm going to say this, for 20 years. I'm talking about the Micronesia Challenge Initiative. Check it out.
For generations, the people of Micronesia have lived in deep connection with the ocean and the land, relying on them not just for survival, but for identity, culture, and future. 20 years ago, a bold vision was set in motion, uniting the region under one common goal. That vision was first introduced by former Palau President Tami Ramasao Jr., helping bring together leaders across Micronesia under a shared commitment to protect the natural resources that sustained life. From that vision came the Micronesia Challenge, a regional initiative focused on conserving marine and terrestrial ecosystems across the islands. Vanji Lujan, chairperson of the Micronesia Challenge Steering Committee, shares how the initiative began and why it was urgently needed to respond to growing environmental pressures across the region.
We're celebrating our 20th anniversary of this regional initiative that was started in Palau by President Remengesau in 2006. At the beginning, it was really about ensuring that we wanted to protect our marine and terrestrial resources for generations to come. And at that time, the regional leaders were getting together, and this is something that President Remengesau proposed to the leaders of KUAM, CNMI, later on RMI and FSM. And it was well received because we all realized that protection of our natural resources will ensure our future generations have these resources to live off of and to be able to enjoy.
What started as a bold commitment has grown over the years, expanding its goals and strengthening collaboration across Micronesia.
So it included all the islands of Guam, CNMI, the Republic of Marshall Islands, the Republic of Palau, and the Federated States of Micronesia. And what it was really looking at conservation on a regional scale, because as you know, we have migratory birds that visit different parts of the island. Our fisheries come from RMI and FSM. So it was really understanding that these resources are something that we could share, that within the region it needs to be better studied and monitored to ensure that each of the islands have enough resources for their communities to have sustainable livelihoods.
In the Republic of Palau, a nation long recognized as a leader in environmental conservation, the Micronesia Challenge has helped strengthen and expand ongoing efforts to protect both land and sea. Palau has consistently been at the forefront, leading by example and inspiring conservation efforts across the region and beyond.
3 years before the Micronesia Challenge, Palau created a network of protected areas. And with that platform came the Micronesia Challenge, and Palau was ready to say, yeah, with the 20% marine and 20% terrestrial protection, we are already meeting our goals because we have our protected areas network. I am proud to say that after 20 years, we met our goal before 2020. We have met over 20% of our waters is protected. We have 20% terrestrial protected areas, and that's including those registered in the protected areas network and beyond the network. We have a really unique system where the states, who are the real resource owners, of these prestige resources, the land and water, they nominate their sites, whether it's in the land or in water, their marine protected areas. They nominate their site into the network, but at the same time, they can have their own conservation areas. So while they're in the network, we help facilitate and coordinate financial and technical resources down to them. With that initiative of the Protected Areas Network came about the Micronesia Challenge, and really pushed and encouraged the other jurisdictions to also protect their resources.
And looking ahead, Palau continues to build on that legacy, aligning with new regional goals leading into 2030.
The goal now is for Micronesia Challenge 2030 to effectively manage 50% of the water resources or marine resources, and correct me if I'm wrong, 30% of the terrestrial resources. Basically, we have established our protected areas. So what are we doing now to effectively manage them? It's one thing to just have a site. It's another to say, yes, we are protecting them and we are managing them effectively for the purpose of saving our biodiversity, but more importantly, for the livelihoods of our people.
In Yap, the Island Resource Conservancy of WAB continues to benefit from the Micronesia Challenge, strengthening its conservation work while empowering local communities to take part in protecting their environment.
This is a conservation NGO newly created in Yap by a group of like-minded individuals with big goals and big dreams, but one of our passion and we're working towards accomplishing is helping communities develop management plans for their protected areas, but also more holistically how to protect their natural resources. So we help developing those plans. We talk story with communities, and then we help them write up plans. And then we're also looking to help fundraising to fund some of those activities, natural resource management activities from our communities. I also am working with the Yap Catholic High School, and so they've expanded some of their traditional school roles into helping support communities by managing grants and helping just, be that bridge between aid, both technical and financial, directly to the community. So, and that's a gap that's apparent in, I want to say, not just in Yap, but all across the Micronesia region. So organizations like IRCW and Yap Catholic High School are hoping to contribute in that regard, and we hope to see more of these NGOs and CSOs contributing to the overall Micronesia Challenge goal.
Here on Guam, the Micronesia Challenge has supported efforts to strengthen conservation programs, expand protective areas, and build greater community awareness around environmental protection.
So one of the things that we've learned over the last 20 years is that there's always something to learn from each of the different islands. So we learn a lot about marine protection and about terrestrial protection from some of our islands that have healthy forest or healthy fisheries. And so it's really about exchanging of knowledge and ideas, but also really to be able to share those resources.
Key partners such as the University of Guam Center for Island Sustainability and Sea Grant, along with Guam Green Growth, continue to play an important role in advancing these efforts locally.
We have the University of Guam, which is a great a place for scientific research and monitoring. So we are that institution helps the rest of the region. So, but I think for Guam, what we really have been able to do is build capacity. We are able to have scholarships that then support people that are interested in doing conservation work. It's really opened our eyes to what's necessary to keep our forest free from invasive species and to have a healthy forest system as well as a marine system. And so now we're embarking on monitoring and seeing the work that we're doing really having an impact on the resource. And so the University of Guam with Marine Lab and Dr. Peter Hulk has a tool that's able to look at how marine protected areas are doing and what is necessary to keep those areas healthy.
Across the region, the impact of Micronesia Challenge is clear, bringing together governments and NGOs across Micronesia to support one shared mission: to preserve our waters, protect our land, and ensure future generations can continue to call these islands home.
I think that what we want to make sure we have is that